When I am doing an inquiry call with somebody who is exploring GTD coaching, sometimes they have a concern. And that concern is, look, I'm a really creative person and I don't want to be reined in. And I have had that experience more than I'd like to, have. And I so welcome that conversation because that is so not the case with the Getting Things Done methodology. If anything, it's the opposite. And what I love so much about the Getting Things Done methodology is the freedom that it gives me, where frankly, so many other kinds of things that I tried, which were very piecemeal, did feel very restraining. And what I love about the Getting Things Done methodology is their best practices, but there's all this customization that can happen, which leads to that freedom. And case in point, the weekly review, which is the critical success factor, all of this, right? There are three parts to it. There's the get clear, get current, get creative. And there are two parts to the get creative part of the weekly review. One is to look at your someday maybe list and to see if there's anything that you now have the space and resources and time and energy to move forward on. And how exciting that you can add that to your system and not make it be that you're now even more overwhelmed, because you're not overwhelmed by that time of the weekly review because you've gotten clean and current. It's people who get a little nervous about that are because they're struggling with the get clear and get current part. It's hard to be as creative as you would like to be, or to be able to take those wonderful, harebrained, thought-provoking ideas and bring them forward when you're feeling already overwhelmed. And when you have installed and started to implement the methodology, all of a sudden, you find that you do have this space. Not to say that you weren't being creative before, but it's a little more challenging to be creative when you have that drag and you're feeling overwhelmed. Case in point, I had a client many, many years ago. I still love to tell this story, where we were doing virtual coaching over the phone. And he was so committed to the coaching, never rescheduled, always was on time. And we were very much into our installation. He was almost kind of finished with it. And we were going to do a weekly review. And so I called him, I waited a couple of minutes and I called him and he's like, oh, do we have a call now? And I said, yeah, and he goes, oh, can we reschedule? I'm way too busy. I am just underwater. Some new stuff just showed up today. And can we please reschedule? And I'm like, oh, as a GTD coach, I said, this is a perfect time to do the weekly review. And he goes, okay, I can give you an hour. Let's do it. And I said, trust me. And he was really very far along in the installation part of the Getting Things Done methodology. So it didn't take long for us to do the getting his Insta zero. He had some straggler emails and paper. He had some stuff on his mind. We cleaned up his project list and his calendar and his waiting fors and agendas. He didn't have anything on a checklist to look at. And then we got to the get creative part and he said, I get it. I get it. He said, before you called, I was going to do this. And now I'm going to do this. And this is really what I wanted to be focusing on, but I was being pulled in this direction. And this is a really good use of my time. And he got excited because it went off in terms of, if I really stay on top of getting clean and current, my creativity will be more abundant. And it's that is so exciting for us as GTD coaches, to have people get out of that perpetual overwhelmed back-to-back meeting, where who's got the space when you're doing back-to-back meetings for that creative piece. I know that I really work very hard for my space so that I can be creative to move GTD coaching forward. to how can I improve training? How can I improve our coaching? And it's hard to do that if I'm overwhelmed. So for any of you who may feel like, oh, maybe GTD, it's so complicated and there's so many steps to it and it's this big book. And I'm like, no, it's absolutely the opposite.